You are watching 32 teams in 32 days on the Game Time Sports Network. Today is the day. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great day, sports world. What's up to all the sports lovers, the haters, the addicts, and the fanatics? Haters, looking right there. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this mess. This is your man, Larry Patterson, coming for GT365. That's Game Time 365 Sports right here on the GTSN. It's the Game Time Sports Network. It's the best team in the world today. The Denver Broncos, mile high, high altitude. And it was supposed to be my day. You see, got the Pat Surtain, it's a little big, you know what I'm saying? But we still gonna sport it though, defensive player of the year. And I look over to my right, and a fresh jacket, by the way. I can't even hate. I wish the team was different. But my guy, Raider fan that he is, how you doing today, bro?
I'm doing great, man. This is going to be a good episode. And if informed, this will be a well-informed episode. I'm going to learn a lot of stuff about the Broncos or whoever they are, about their – all I'm going to hear is like we got Walmart money now, so I'm going to hear that for the next hour or so. But, yeah, man, other than that, man, I'm doing great. I'm excited to be here. I think this is going to be like one of out of the all 32 teams that we're going to cover here in the next couple of weeks, in the past weeks. I think this is going to be one of the most exciting episodes today and when they do rated episodes. So I'm looking forward to today.
Let's get right into it, man. So this team ended the season 10-6, 3-3 in the AFC West last year. First playoff appearance in 8 years since Denver won the Super Bowl. And as you seen yesterday, I had my Super Bowl shirt, a little dingy, but you see the message in it. You know what I'm saying? They started off 8-5. Well, really 0-2, losing to the Seahawks and then the Steelers, and then getting 3 wins in a row. Go ahead and pull this up real quick. Getting 3 wins in a row against Tampa, the Jets, and the Raiders. 2 of those games, 1-score games. No, they weren't. Because we beat Tampa Bay 26-7. We beat the Jets 10-9. And then, we beat the Raiders 34-18. We hadn't beat the Raiders in 7 games prior to that. Crazy.
Yeah, man. I think the last time before last year y'all beat us, I think President Trump was in office his first go around. So that was, and we all know how long ago that was. That was a minute ago. So
good Lord.
Good.
Then losing to the Chargers in week 6, 23-16, 1-score game. Beating the Saints and the Panthers, losing 2 in a row to the Ravens and the Chiefs. And the Chiefs in a game that should have been won by Denver was a blocked field goal. Then another 3 games in a row to the Falcons, another one to the Raiders, and then to the Browns on a Monday night. Had the bye week. You beat the Colts. You lost to the Chargers and the Bengals in back-to-back weeks, and then beat the Chiefs, in which none of their starters were playing. And ultimately clinching the playoffs, losing to the Bills 31-7 in the wild card round. So I would say last season was a success. A lot of people wouldn't, beginning of the season with a rookie quarterback, would say, you're not making the playoffs. Well, we made the playoffs. Bo Nix played. Of course, he's a rookie, so he had his mishaps. But I think for his first showing, going 10-6, throwing for 3,775 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions, completing 66.3% of his passes. Oh, by the way, he's a runner. He had 430 on the yards of 92 attempts for 4 touchdowns, running for 4.7 per. Uh, I'm gonna ask you, as a Raider fan who saw this guy twice, what were you thinking about Bo Nix in his first season? Because I believe you, I don't think you criticized it too much. I think you criticized like the way the where he was drafted at 12th. I believe he was like the sixth quarterback selected, and you kind of had your differences about that. I remember the conversation, but ultimately, how did you feel about Bo Nix in his first season?
I mean, I felt Bo Nix's first season. I thought it would be. I think he passed my expectations. With that being said, where he got drafted behind Penix, JJ, and all those boys, in 2024, he fell into the perfect situation with the perfect head coach. For that, for him. We all know Sean Payton has been a quarterback whisperer per se, if you want to say that. He's had success with Hall of Fame quarterbacks, Drew Brees, his biggest one. So you kind of, when you start hearing rumblings about, hey, Sean Payton is liking this guy and linking him to the Broncos, I didn't really think they was going to pull the trigger there early. But, like you say, you have to get him where you can. But, Bo Nix, in general, having 66 starts, 60 plus some starts in college between Auburn and Oregon. He was, I think he was ready to go in the league. Him to be a starter, I didn't think that was going to happen. But things happen in camp to where the best quarterback always gets to start on the first Sunday of the season. Um, he played well. He had some moments. He had some highs. He had some lows, as any rookie quarterback in the league does. What do I want to say? Him to get Buffalo is in his first playoff appearance. I mean, hey man, kudos to him. And I'm looking for him to continue the chemistry with Cortland Sutton and Mims, and now they got Evan Ingram, which you'll talk about later. I'm looking for him to do good things in 2020, 2025 against certain teams, but not this team right here for sure. And he got something coming for him this year.
He's 2-0 against that team so far. Way to
Hey,
go! Got another storm coming up.
yeah.
So um, this team wasn't very good on the run last year. Got the stats right in front of me. In the run game on offense, they were 16th. And if you look at these stats, Javonte Williams was our leading rusher, 513 yards off 139 carries. They did not run the ball enough. He had 4 touchdowns, 3.7 per. I don't know if that's career low for him, but he gone. Jaleel McLaughlin, undrafted, free agent, came through, 496 yards and 1 touchdown. He ran for 4.4. He had one. I love Jaleel because I mean, he's so quick and you can use him in the pass game as well. Though it did not show, uh, though it was in limited fashion last season. But can't wait to see what's going to come of him this season. And then Audric Estime, who was drafted last year as well, 76 carries, 310 yards. Uh, could have been better. He's a rookie. So and by the way, when we get to our roster breakdown and offseason moves, you can tell why that pick didn't really work out because they picked they signed another guy and then they picked another guy in the run game. So um in the passing department, Cortland Sutton led the team with 1,081 yards and 8 touchdowns, off 81 catches and 135 targets. Cortland, coming off that, now it seemed like not that long ago that he was injured. Though he only had one season where he was really injured, and that was back in 2020. So he played 16 in 2018, 16 in 2019, 17, 15, 16, and 17. So he's been healthy other than that one year. Uh, and then you go back. I'm going back to my receivers here, but I think Cortland had him a good year, and him and Bo's connections were really there. Come on, man. Just a second, guys. Here we go. So then Javante was second on the team and targets was 70. So how you go? You go from Cortland at 135 targets, and your next player is a running back at 70 targets. The
Yeah,
passing game.
yeah, that's not a good recipe to getting it done, man. Oh,
No, it's not. Offense ranked 20th in the pass. They were 19th on defense, but yeah, you can kind of see how that was. And I mean, then like look at the other receivers. Devon Bailey, a rookie, 55 targets, 41 catches, and 475 yards and three touchdowns. Troy Franklin, I was expecting a little bit more out of him in his rookie season, but I mean, like I said, he's a rookie. So, but I'm definitely looking forward to more of him this year. Bo Nick's former college teammate, 53 targets, 28 catches, and 263 yards and two touchdowns. I believe he caught the big touchdown pass in the wild card game. Mind you,
mhm.
that was the only touchdown that they scored in that game, but that was huge. Um, Marvin Mims, another one is probably that's gonna I'm gonna have my eye on. 52 targets, 39 catches, and 503 yards and six touchdowns. I feel like they're gonna use him much more this year. Um, Defensively, we're just gonna run through the off season. I mean, through the last year real quick. Pastor Tan, defensive player of the year, four interceptions. He even took one to the house. Uh, Brandon Jones, a big offseason addition from Miami. He was hurting, I believe, 2022, 2023, 2022, one of those, but very smart player there, all over the field. Great addition there. Three interceptions. He also had 115 tackles. Going to the sack department. Now, very historic for Denver as well because this is the first time that they had two double digit sack guys since 2018 when Von Miller and Bradley Chubb were both there. And anybody that knows Denver football, that was pretty much the only year that those two really got on the field like that to wreak havoc. Nick Benito, 13 and a half sacks. Jonathan Cooper, 10 and a half sacks. Jonathan Cooper, a former seventh round pick. Actually he signed him to a contract extension. So Zach Allen, 8.5 sacks. John Franklin Myers, big offseason acquisition that we got in the draft. Well, not in the draft, but at that time, draft trade, he had 7 sacks. Jonah Ellis, the rookie, had five. Even Dondre Tillman came over from the UFL, 5 sacks. And this team led the league in sacks, first in the league in sacks, with 63. As far as tackles, Brandon Jones, Cody Barton, you know, leading the team in tackles. But I think this is a good season for them, and I think this is going to be even better coming into this year once we get into the draft picks and the offseason moves that they made.
Yeah, man. I mean, that defense, man. It was no joke, man. They had Gardner, like you said at the beginning of the your little rant about the defensive player of the year, which is well deserved. For Patrick Surtain, he took one back on Gardner Minshew for 100 yards, and it flipped that game, and the Raiders never recovered from that game, because a guy that we're gonna talk about when there's a Raiders episode, he was cooking them that day, but so once you have turnovers and you throw it Pat Surtain's way, ain't nothing you can do about it. It's just me being, it's not me being biased. It's just me seeing what I see on TV on every Sunday, man. He's gonna, his dad was in the league. Everybody knows his dad played for the Miami Dolphins, so the apple don't fall too far from the tree. So you throw it his way if you want to. You know what's gonna happen. Now you can get him every once in a blue moon, but that's every corner in the league. You're not going to. Ain't nobody prime out here no more. So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
even Darrell Reeves got beat a couple times.
every once in a blue moon for sure, 1,000%. But overall, I think the defense, one of my favorite players on you guys' defense. was Nick Benito, second round pick out of Oklahoma a couple years ago. I think he really took an elite jump to getting that double digit sack. Because I was waiting for it. I was like, okay, I see it. Boom, he took the jump. Another underrated player on your guys' defense, and I'm waiting to see his contract status is Zach Allen as well. I know he's up for another bag. That's definitely going to happen. He played great for y'all on that defensive line this year to contribute to those 63 sacks, which is a league
Absolutely.
high. Like you said, what's my Cooper?
Jonathan Cooper.
Jonathan Cooper, yeah, he's a decent pass rusher that came alive last year, give you double digit sacks. And with the additions of a couple people that we're gonna name here, Jade Barron, man, I don't see this defense slowing down or taking a step back. It's gonna be up to the rest of the AFC West to either figure out a way to slow them or get them to back up, or you're gonna have to just outscore them.
Nick Benito entered the league in 2022. He had a sack and a half. In his second year, he had 8.
Mm.
Last year, 13 and a half. But here's the thing. It's like, do you pay him? If your ownership or if George Payton, like, do you pay him, or do you are you going to rely on these new guys who we're going to touch on in a minute? You rely on these new guys coming up. Like, I don't know as far as what he's going to command, but if he shows production like this again, I think you're going to have to pay him.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pay him because you don't want to see that walk out the door and go to somebody else. And he's an ascending player. It's not like he's plateaued and 8 sacks. He's went up in sacks each
Each
year.
year.
So you have to pay that guy. And plus, you got Bo Nix on a rookie contract, so you can afford to pay some guys. You know what I mean? Like Zach Allen, Nick Benito, Sertain got his bag, I believe, last offseason, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he
Correct
did.
me if I'm wrong. So this is your window to pay these guys. So I would say if you think about that, you losing potential 13, 14 and a half sacks a year, letting them walk out the door if you don't pay them. Trust me, somebody else will pay them for sure. So I said, yeah, you guys get it done.
Oh, for sure. Um, Key additions to this team: Evan Ingram, tight end, came out of where he played for New York and then he played for Jacksonville last year. Many presume this is going to be the Joker for this offense. Other additions, you get Sam Ellinger, backup. Sam Franklin, longtime safety in the league. Drake Greenlaw, another addition. Talanoa Hufanga, both players got injury history recently.
Put asterisk marks beside those two names.
Exactly. I believe Hufanga had he had an Achilles, right?
Something with his lower half for sure.
Yeah, and then he had like something with his arm or something. But then Drake Greenlaw, he had the Achilles injury
In the Super Bowl.
comes in the Super Bowl. Very odd, very how he came, he was ready to go on the field, and then damn. Uh, then we get Trent Sherfield, who I think he's going on his 16th in his 6th year. So I think he's good wide receiver depth, possible special teams as well. The key losses for this team, not much. Riley Dixon, who was a good punter, very dependable. But Tampa Bay, picked him up, and then Cody Barton, linebacker, little Jordan Humphrey, he left. Javante Williams went to the Cowboys. Zach Wilson, not he didn't get a lot of snaps last year. Of course he was backup, but that was somebody that I was hoping that they would keep in the building simply because like he's still on that not a rookie not a rookie deal, but he's still within that window where it's like, hey, you get the right development, you get around, new coaches and things, could possibly make something happen.
You can pawn them
It,
off or something.
yeah, but now he's in Miami, so who knows how that's gonna go. The team is returning 20 starters, 10 on offense, 10 on defense. So, what do you think about the key additions that Denver added?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna go straight to the defensive side of the ball. Um, Dre Greenlaw, and Talanoa Hufanga. You know, like I said earlier, action marks. Put those. If those two guys can come in and be healthy, this takes this defense to another level that I don't think any Broncos defense probably ever had in their history. Maybe the 2015 team, when they went to Super Bowl. Maybe I'm not sure. You know better than I do. Cam should have just jumped dived on the ball, but that's another whole topic for another day.
I don't think we had like an athletic, dynamic playmaker like linebacker like that.
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. When
yeah.
so when you get like think about it, man. Like when you got uh, a a game breaker at all three levels, which Benito has the chance. And then you add Greenlaw to the second level. And then you got Hufanga, who's a hard hitting safety. That's going as he showed in the past with the 49ers. If you have those type of players on all three levels, it just makes your defense a little more scary and a little more tough for each opponent each week. And I'm gonna
Mm.
go to the offensive side of the ball, and I'm gonna talk about Evan Ingram a little bit. Yes, he was a first round pick out of Ole Miss a couple, years ago. Played with Eli, then went over to Jacksonville, had a decent run. Now he's with his third team, his third stop. Can he be the security blanket for my boy Bo Nix that he didn't have across the middle of the field last year? We hope so.
Hoping
Him.
so.
We can hope he can line up in the slot. He can line up tight. So he can do a little bit of everything for you. So I'm curious to see how he plays a role in the offense. With and that being said, the he's going to have to play big because the wide receiver room outside of Cortland Sutton, who are you really banking on to be that wide receiver two? Because when we talk about the depth chart here in a few seconds, maybe I don't know who really is going to give you who's going to jump off the screen or skill you besides Cortland Sutton on the outside.
And then that's a concern. So while we right there in the room, let's get right into that. So that's going to be a little bit of a concern because Cortland, I think he's got 1 year left on his deal, and he's 29. So you really want to? I think this might be his last ride.
Mm,
Um, do you pay a wide receiver, 30 years old? Or if you're a GM, are you willing to do that?
nah, man. Not unless he's Devontae Adams, I ain't doing it.
So then you look behind him. You got Marvin Mims. You got Devon Bailey, who was a seventh round pick, who brought some production there. Trent Sherfield, Pat Bryant, who was picked in the third round, 4'6". You know, not a lot of commanding speed, but good route runner.
Right. It's not like Cortland Sutton, so it was 4-3-4-4 either. So I mean,
And then Troy Franklin. So you look at Troy Franklin, and you're like, hey, this is the year that we need you to like really step it up. Um, or I mean, trade for somebody if you're not feeling that confident in this wide receiver group. Because, like you said, other than Cortland Sutton, I mean, a bunch of these guys like Pat, like Troy, Devon, it's still not. I mean, Marvin showed some flashes, but it's still, I don't think it's proven yet. You know what I'm saying? Then you go into the tight end room. You got Evan Ingram, and then who's behind him? Nate Atkins, Lucas Crowe, Adam Troutman. Adam Troutman, that's more like inline, run games. You know what I'm saying? They're not really, he can catch the passes now, but it's not like that's going to be your first read. So then I like what they did in the running back room. I didn't like the RJ Harvey pick because I feel like, that could have came a little later, but for you to go up in the second round and get him, like, okay, I had watched film on him prior to the draft, but I'm like, I'm not really a fan of you picking him in the second round.
you could have got
And
him a
then,
round or two later if that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. But then you circle around and you get J.K. Dobbins like like a month or so ago. You still got Audrey Estime and Jaleel McLaughlin. So that running back battle, that running back room in training camp, which training camp should be picking up here in about next week.
Yeah, because we
Uh,
went. We reported Thursday, so I think everybody should be in by Thursday of next week. Yes.
So y'all reported already?
Yeah, we started Thursday.
Everybody or just rookies?
I think rookies. I think it was rookies on Thursday. Oh, and the 22nd veterans come in. So next week.
Okay.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, I think ours is the same. Like we all go. Most teams go back on the 22nd anyway.
Yeah,
So,
rookies report
uh,
on Thursday.
yeah. Uh, and then you go to like the trenches, like Garrett Bowles, Ben Powers, Luke Weidenberg, Quinn Miners, who's like a staple piece in this offensive line, got a bag last year. Mike McGlinchey, used to call him Mike McFlinchy, but and completely turn it around. I love the job that the offensive line coach and Sean Payton is doing over there because he's played exceptionally well. Um, Going into his third year in Denver, and then you go to the other side. Oh, well, before we go to the other side, I'm not really liking the depth behind the starters as well. Because what if one of those guys go down? You got Matt Pert and Alex
Foresight.
Alzewski.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
you got
Alex
two Alex.
Forsythe.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, Alex Forsythe, he's going to like his third year with the team, but obviously Luke Weidenberger started. He done won that job, but I mean, it still is a battle that needs to be settled in camp, and then because year after year things change. So going to the other side of the trenches, Zach Allen contract year. He had a big year last year, and I'm expecting an even bigger year this year. DJ Jones, who was signed in the offseason, I feel like they could have let him walk. He had a little bit of a decline last year in his play, but I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. John Franklin Myers, the way he attacks, I love it. I'm not sure who are you gonna pay between Zach Allen and John Franklin Myers?
Zach Allen.
Zach Allen.
Zach Allen.
Uh, Nick Benito also still has to be paid. Alex Singleton coming back from an ACL. Drake Greenlaw, Jonathan Cooper. I like the linebacking group. And then behind them, you got Drew Sanders, who was selected in the third round. Remember the year that we didn't have a first or second round pick?
Mm-hmm.
And then he ended up tearing his ACL. Well, I'm not saying it's Michael Parsons. I'm not saying that. But the way that he can fly to the way he can fly to the ball. I'm not saying it's Michael Parsons at all, but when I watch this film, the way he can watch, the way he can run to that ball, the way he can fly to the ball, I really like what I see out of Drew Sanders. You just got to show up on the field. So I see, I see you got the little look on your face. So also bringing you got Justin Sternard, who's been with the team since forever. Jonah Ellis, who was drafted last year.
I like him.
Uh,
I like Jonah Ellis. He's
yeah,
undersized. He can get after it for sure.
he's got a brother, Kate Nellis.
He got four brothers in the league, bro.
Oh, I thought it was
Four.
three.
No, it's four of them. It's four. I think one was on Philly's roster.
Okay,
We'll research, but I know he has four brothers in the league. Four. I remember that in his draft profile from last year. You say he had a brother where?
in Atlanta,
Right. And I think he got one in Philly.
and isn't another one in New England? I want to say,
It may be. We'll look it up. Producer, look it up for us. But it's four brothers in the league, which is crazy. That family tree, that pedigree.
and I believe the father played in the league as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, man, what a story.
Absolutely.
Uh, then you go to the back half of the defense. You got Pastor Tan, Damari Mathis behind him, which his first year was pretty good, but then after that, I don't know what happened. Uh, Riley Moss, who played pretty well in the first part of the season, and then after that, after his injury, it just seemed like everything just went down. The Joe Burrow game, Joe Burrow was picking on him, Josh Allen picking on him. Justin Herbert picking on him. It just wasn't good.
Yeah,
So I totally understand why you pick up a Jade Barron in the first round.
yeah, man. Riley Moss needed some milk after after all three of them games, man. 'Cause we were talking about it. It was like, yo, they do this on purpose. Like, there's no way they not. They. I'm like, bro, he earned his game checks for sure tonight, for sure.
And then so if you look at the cornerback group, you got to start thinking for those teams that need cornerbacks after like preseason, and you got to fill out that 53-man roster. Denver might be a destination where teams come to for like cornerbacks. Chris Abrams Drain, who was drafted last year out of Missouri, and limited snaps, but he played. He did what he could do when he was in there. Jaquan McMillan, I feel like could be on the trade block as well. And then you go to the safety group with Talanoa Hufanga, PJ Locke, who's been there for the last few years, Brandon Jones, JL Skinner, who's good on special teams. So um, I'm not gonna say championship roster. I'm gonna say a very good roster though. But um, what you think about the roster?
Okay, so let me look, pull it. I got it right here. So on the offense, this is how I feel about Denver's roster. You know, you on the offensive side of the ball, there's like if you look at that, there's nobody that's like a big name per se. Like besides, there's like really nobody besides Cortland Sutton that's like a big name. And Cortland's not a big name, but you know the beauty of the offensive side of the ball, they got the right head coach calling the right plays, man. And the same thing on the defense side of the ball. Yes, you got there's no big name besides Patrick Surtain, right? But Vance Joseph, he's been there, done that. He reminds me of him and my guy in Minnesota, Brian Flores, bro. They do a whole lot with a little.
Yeah, they blitz a lot too.
They coming after you for sure. So definitely though, you know, there's no big household names on the roster besides Patrick Surtain and Bo Nix, but there's some quality players all throughout this roster. And like you said, it might not be a championship roster that's yet, I mean that just yet, but as a whole, they're going to scare people, you know, with skip schematics and just being in the right place at the right time and being scared to throw the number two.
Remember when Sean Payton was in New Orleans? He had Marcus Colston, and he had who else did he have?
Devery Henderson
Derrick,
and
Derrick Henderson, like those no name guys that made plays, on Sundays or whatever day. I mean, this could be another one of 'em. Another team where you might not have household names and things like that, but when you see them on the field, it's like, oh yeah, they can play. Only thing you need is that you might need that guy,
yeah,
you know, like who knew Michael Thomas was going to be that guy for like a year or so.
sure.
Um, yeah, that I think. Oh yeah, draft picks. Let's get into the draft picks real quick. Johnny Barron, of course, selected in the first round. At pick 20, RJ Harvey picked 60 in the second round. Third round, Pat Bryant, Savion Jones, a name that I forgot to even mention. Defensive end. I think he's going to bring a whole lot, especially coming to this run game as well. He can set an edge. Q Robinson is another one from Alabama, who's got a high motor. Crowded class, crowded room right here, but we'll see what happens. And he's currently third on the depth chart. Jeremy Crawshaw is like quote unquote one of the best punters in college football last year, and then Caleb Loner, who could be something, like a red zone threat, kind of like a Jimmy Graham type. Lob it up. Let me go ahead and catch that thing. Seventh round pick tight end out of Utah. Um, so I think they did very well considering like the offseason moves and the draft picks. They drafted smart. We'll see how it translates going into the season.
Yeah, man. I think they did a good job. Definitely getting Jade Barron. You know, some people had Jade going in the top. 10. You know, and I wouldn't have been mad if anybody would have picked him in the top 10. I wouldn't be mad at all. But for you to get him at 20 and pay him, and he can learn, beside Patrick Surtain, I think that's a W. Like we said earlier, they probably got RJ Harvey a round or two higher than I expected. But hey, nevertheless, when he was at UCF, he balled UCF, right? He balled
UCF.
he
He
balled
went to
out.
UVA and then he transferred to UCF.
He balled out. So I mean, and then Pat Bryant, third round, they expect him to come in and get on the field and make some plays for them early. So yeah, man, I do like those three first round picks, but those those three third round picks or the first three picks. Sorry, I can't talk today again for some reason. Um, yeah, man, we'll see, man. Sean Payton's, he's the guy to if he gonna scheme it up, he can scheme these guys over for sure.
Let's go to the schedule.
Oh yeah, this my favorite part of the this is my favorite segment of the show.
So week one, you started off with the Titans. So you playing a potential rookie of the year in Cam Ward. Week one. Week two, you go to the Colts, and that's a rematch of last year where remember Jonathan Allen. Colts was digging in, bro. They were digging in that game, and Jonathan Allen had that long run that will one of them say it was like 40 something yards, and then he let the ball go right before he crossed the pylon. Stupid. But that's the momentum that Denver got, and they ended up winning that game large. Then week three, you go to LA to take on the Chargers. Chargers swept Denver last year. Years before that, they always split the two meetings, but they got the best of them. Then you face the Bengals on a Monday night in Denver. Woo-hoo-hoo. Joe Burrow is 2-0 against Denver. It's time for him to lose one
He about to be
in
he about to be 3-0. Keep next.
with that defense.
It don't matter. You guys, Joe Burrow's him.
Okay. Then oh, look at this. Look at this. You got the Bengals on Monday night, and then you next week you turn around, you go to Philly.
Damn.
Oh man, I'm not happy about that. Then you go to New York. That's a London game, so that's 9:30. We'll have to get up early on that one.
And we got to praise the Lord and go watch the game. Oh, that joke.
Then you got the Giants and Mile High. After that, you got the Cowboys. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a TV game right there.
Yeah, look what time it is. So you already know that's gonna be a 425. Somebody gonna have that one.
425 CBS. Cowboys have not beat the Broncos since 1996.
That's crazy.
Crazy. Uh, then you face the Texans, in which we got to get back off CJ Stroud. Last time we faced him was like 2 years ago. Might be more than 2 years ago, but he beat us. Um, then you got the Raiders. Prime
Yeah,
time
it's
Thursday
30.
night. Thursday night. Hoping I can stay up.
Oh, I'm gonna be up.
Then you face the Chiefs right after that. First meeting with the Chiefs. You got them in Mile High. Then you take on the Commanders. I believe I'm gonna be there for that game. I'm
The
gonna try
boy,
to be there.
long as you have you a beanie, a couple of hoodies, and a blanket, you straight. You straight.
I'm not happy that it's gonna be in November. It's gonna be cold. Good God.
Yeah, it go tough.
You got them on Sunday night. Hopefully both teams are good. They won't flex that one. Then you got the Raiders again. I don't like. Well, they don't play them. They don't play that schedule. You know how you play the Raiders and then you play another team. You play the Raiders again.
Yeah, it's
You
like two
know.
games though. It's 2 game gap in between. So I mean,
Yeah, yeah. But you know how they have that like that schedule like that. I hate that.
yeah. I get it. Yep.
And then you got the Raiders in their house. Then you got Green Bay in Mile High. After that, you take on the Jaguars in Mile High. Then you got the Chiefs. I believe that's a Christmas Day game. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Yeah, Christmas Day on Prime, and then you close the season out at home against the Chargers. A little bit of a tough schedule right there, man.
Yeah, them last four Packers,
Who knows what you can get
Jaguars.
at the Jaguars?
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah, that last four is rough. Well, the last five rough because you don't know how the Raiders are going to be. You don't know. You don't know. I'm not going to be this. I'm being biased. You just don't know. We could be three and
You're
whatever
right.
point. So you just don't know.
You're
So
right.
it's tough. But like you said, we always play each other. Well, not except for last year. It's always a tough game. It's not like we blew y'all out in the games that we beat y'all like 18 years in a row. You know what I'm saying? They were close games, some of them, but it's gonna be tough, bro. But by that time, that's week what, whatever December. Yeah, we probably done been sewn the division up by then. Probably got a 5 game lead on everybody. We probably, mm, yeah, we probably have somebody in Gino sitting down, getting rested for the playoffs and stuff. We probably fighting for home field advantage December 7th. So yeah, get ready to roll, bro.
You got to admit, in those two meetings last year, though, it was a smoke fest.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely was. Whenever you got Gardner Minshew as your quarterback, smoke fest. It's a
Don't
smoke
don't don't do my man Uncle Rico like that, man.
smoke fest. It's a smoke fest. I'm like, but yet we go and beat Lamar in Baltimore. I digress. We're gonna wait. That's 2 more days. And that's just another show for another day. Yeah, it was a smoke fest, man. I mean, but whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that this is a pretty tough schedule. Like you got a little bit of a balance, but then it's like you know how the schedule may hit you at the top and pretty tough, and then or at the end pretty tough. Like this is they're hitting you in the beginning of the season, they're hitting you in the middle part of the season, and the end of the season they're hitting you with tough games.
Well, so
Um,
so where are your gimmies on the schedule? And I'm gonna
where's
jump
our what?
your gimme games. I'm gonna jump through this computer if you say, yeah, where your gimme games? Who are your gimme games? You probably got, I know you're gonna be disrespectful and trifling, and you're gonna say probably one versus us of both. But I'm gonna be respectful because it's Broncos days. But go ahead, that's your opinion.
I'm gonna say Titans the first game. It's in my high. Like it's you gotta win that. Uh, then I'm not sure if I'm gonna say it's a gimme against the Colts. Um, but I'm gonna say it's a gimme against the Colts. I'm not 100% sure.
You was getting ready a couple shows ago. You was getting ready to put Daniel Jones in the MVP conversation. Now it's a gimme game. Y'all see what I'm saying, y'all? Like, what are
I
we doing?
said I
What,
said
what,
it's a
what are
I
we
said it's a
doing?
possibility.
What
I
are we
said it's
doing?
a,
You had my man in the MVP conversation two episodes ago. Now you was a gimme. All right, okay, but go ahead. Go ahead. I got you.
all right. Scratch that. I don't have the Colts as a gimme. Uh, let's go to the Giants. I'm gonna say the Giants could be a gimme. I don't know, like the pass rush could be a big problem. I mean, they got some people over there. They got Malik Neighbors. They got
Mr.
Tyrone
Unlimited
Tracy,
is Mr. Unlimited starting, or have they moved on to Jackson Dart by that time?
Mister Unlimited is starting.
Okay.
Uh, I'm not gonna say Cowboys. I mean, definitely Raiders. I mean, we at least get one of them.
Respect, respect.
Uh, Possibly the Jaguars. It's I say maybe 3-4 gimmies on here
Okay.
because you don't know how the other team is gonna look.
Respect. Okay. I respect that.
What you said?
Probably two. Probably I say the Giants and probably the Jets, maybe. Well, I ain't gonna say the Jets. I'm gonna say probably Giants. I'm gonna say Giants and Colts.
So you
Giants.
saying so you saying the Titans got a chance?
Yeah, it's week one, bro. Stranger things have happened. Look, um, New England beat Cincinnati week one last year. things have happened. You know what I'm saying? But
It,
I'm not saying that Titans gonna beat them, but I mean it ain't like
it's
maybe
not gonna be like a cakewalk.
nah, nah.
I feel this thing and good analysis on the New England Cincinnati thing. I'm like, yeah, you are spot on that one. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna say at least three gimmies on there, and we'll just end that like that. So let's go more or less real quick.
Oh yes.
Well, before we go more or less, let my players to watch this year: Nick Bonito trying to get paid, Troy Franklin, and then Zach Allen. Zach Allen, big year coming up for him. Troy Franklin as well. He's got to show. He's got to show more than what he showed last year. And then my rookies of the year got Pat Bryant, Savion Jones, and Jade Barron, who I feel like bearing injury, gonna have pretty big years coming up here.
Boy, those some
Um,
ugly jerseys, boy. Good God. All of them things ugly.
you talking about the orange ones?
All of them. Don't put that graphic back there again. Woo. Thanks. Terrible.
Uh, oh man, I'm trying to get into more or less here with my computer acting up. Um, so Bo Nix, he had 29 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. 29, yeah, 29 and 12. He had 37.75 on the yards in terms of yards and touchdowns. Did he get more or less?
Less than both. I'm gonna say less than less. Hey, bro, you asking me, bro? That's my opinion. I'm biased, bro. Why you looking at me crazy like that? I'm gonna say less. Because I think it's gonna be a lot tougher for him in the division this year. Everybody has film on him. Playing a rookie quarterback, you don't know what he's capable of doing in the NFL. His rookie year, you don't have anything to go off. Now, I
Right.
think you have a year where you can go back and see his tendencies and what he's successful against, what he's weak against, and you can scheme up something. Hey, man, can you? I'm not saying the offensive line in Denver is the greatest, but can you put more pressure on them and make him make quick decisions? What I know he's capable of doing. So with all that being combined, and the division getting better as whole with Harbaugh and Pete Carroll coming over, was known for defense, and Kansas City defense will always be in the mix with Chris Jones and Trent McDuffie and those boys. So I'm gonna say it's gonna get a little tougher. And like you said, if you're looking at their schedule as well, you got the Commanders. They're going to be a little better. They might take a step back collectively, but that defense is going to be there. They're going to be decent. Um, and then you got the who else you play this year? The Texans. You know what they're capable of doing on defense. They make Herbert look like dog
Oh
food.
man,
And then you got the Jets with Sauce and his new money. Um, yeah, man. So I'm gonna say less just because of people, having tape on Bo Nix now.
they had Herbert looking like Daniel Jones.
Whew.
um, Cortland Sutton, 81 catches, 1,081 yards, and 8 touchdowns. In terms of yards and touchdowns, does he go more or less?
Bad gear, more. And plus, he's the number one. You know what I'm saying? So I expect more from Cortland Sutton. If that makes sense. So I'm gonna say more. Payday on the line.
Got another receiver here. Marvin Mims, 39 catches, 503 yards, and 6 touchdowns in terms of yards. Does he go more or less?
Say about that's if he can be there, step up for them. I don't know how much of Evan Ingram's going to take away from him. I'm gonna say he stays right where he is. His yards about 530 something, maybe a shade underneath.
Zach Allen, 8.5. I already know what you're gonna say. See, he had 61 tackles, 8.5 sacks in terms of sacks. Does he go more or less?
I like that. I like Zach Allen. Hitting Jim in Arizona. He coming over to Denver. So yeah, I'm gonna say more. I'm gonna say he hit. See, he hit about 10.
Nick Bonito, 13.5 sacks, more or less.
So I'm gonna say stay right there in the middle. Stay right there. If he hits 13 or more, Okay, yeah, it's time to go ahead and load the Drake up and pay him. So I'm gonna say stay right there. Be consistent.
And just throw out a little bonus one. My boy
Three,
right here.
three, three,
I ain't even read it.
three.
Okay. All right, man.
No, go ahead. I was messing with you. Go ahead.
You good? Yeah, you good. You good. I love it, man. Yeah, man. That was more or less. So, I think I was joking with somebody, and I said that this team is capable of going to the AFC Championship game, and I said this I said this right after they lost to the Buffalo team in the wild card round. Sean Payton coming over here, you going through a disaster year with Russ. I mean, you was competitive. You was in playoff contention up until like the last couple weeks of the season, and then Bo Nix come through, wild card team. I think it's only up for this team coming up this season. I'm predicting AFC Championship game simply because like they're gonna have to play with a chip on their shoulder. Like I'm hoping that we see. This is my prediction: Buffalo and Denver AFC Championship game. Will they win it? I'm not saying that, but that's just a prediction.
I
What are your expectations? Your final expectations before we get out of here for this team?
I think that I expect the Broncos to be sniffing around the wild card spot. We might have a situation where this is like unprecedented, where all four teams could be like battle. Like it's gonna be a bloodbath between all four teams. Somebody got to win the division. I would not be shocked if the Broncos won a division, just because they're the closest team that can knock off. What they should have won a game versus Kansas City if it wasn't for a blocked field goal last year. I wouldn't be shocked if they won a division, and I wouldn't be shocked if they won 7 games either. So I'm gonna say, man, I'm gonna say they'll be hovering in a wild card spot, playing for a wild card spot, and I think they get in. Just me being, not being biased because I was a Raiders guy, but just knowing the game and seeing what I've seen from last year. So say wild card spot and then making some noise, see if they can improve on and win a game in the playoffs. So that's me being honest.
Yeah, I definitely see this division is going to be. You know how a couple years ago when we got Russ and it was like this AFC West is going to be like the best division in football, and that didn't turn out that way. I
I
think
still
this
think
is.
it is. I think it is.
I think yeah, this year is going to, like you said, it's going to be the bloodbath, and it's just going to be. We got a couple of divisions like that. We got the NFC North, a couple other divisions, NFC West. AFC West is going to be another division where it could be a bloodbath, where every game between those teams is going to be like something to watch. So,
Absolutely.
um, you don't have anything else? I think we pretty much done.
Yeah,
And
I got a little something to say. So I'm about to be a hater for like 2 minutes here, man. But yeah, Denver, it's good to see y'all have a seat at the table, man, and finally win a game versus us, man. We know it's been a couple president terms that y'all beat us. You finally got your quarterback. He a 25-year-old rookie. So I mean, if you ain't got a quarterback, you ain't got one at all. So glad to see y'all got y'all a rookie quarterback. Well, he's not a rookie no more. He's an older guy in the game, and Mile High used to be one of those places where you go and you just scared to play, but I mean, ain't nobody really scared to play in Mile High no more, man. All they got is 52 what, 5280 or the altitude.
5280, get the numbers right.
Yeah, altitude. Y'all. I guess y'all popping there because Denver Nuggets. I mean, they good. So I guess the whole city lit now. Why I got that 4X jersey on over there, but yeah, man. Y'all. Y'all don't scare nobody or whatever the case may be. Ain't nobody scared of y'all, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's gonna be up for the division, man. I just hope producer chiming in. I just hope for a good year of ball from the Broncos, Raiders, Chargers, and Chiefs. So yeah, man, that's all I got, man. But them uniforms trash. Pat Surtain, if you want to play for a real organization, bro, come on, we got room for you. Max Crosby, brother, if there's some chance you see this on YouTube and your algorithm, I need you to go ahead and be a nightmare, and make Bo Nix look like Brock Osweiler 20 whatever year that was. He was there. You remember those years? Ashton
Mm,
Genty, my boy,
terrible.
my boy Ashton Genty. I need 250 plus every time he play Broncos. 250. Treat the Broncos like they Oregon when you ran crazy on them last year in during the football season.
He lost
Browers,
that game, right?
no, they won. Stop playing. No, they lost. They lost. They lost.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers, do your thing, King.
I
Do your
wonder
thing.
what was Brock Bowers' numbers against Denver.
Go. Oh, go look up the first game. Go look it up. He
Let's
scored.
look.
I think that was his first career touchdown versus Denver because he took it off somebody's went up at high point and went off somebody's helmet. Brock
Uh,
Brock Bowers, do your thing. Um, Jacoby Myers, contract season, baby. Do your thing. Gino, let's go do your
inter,
thing.
interception city.
You're a hater, bro. That's all that is. But
So Brock Brock Bowers, he had 12 targets, 8 catches for 97
yeah,
yards.
he cooked. That was his first. He had a touchdown. That was his first career touchdown in that game. Because I was talking crazy in the chat.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah. He was off the chain.
yeah, but yeah, man. Let's put these Broncos down to let's get these Broncos down to these sad days, bro. When they had Brock Osweiler as their quarterback and Paxton Lynch, man. We need to get them boys back there. You know how them Paxton Lynch and Brock Osweiler days was. Woo. Uh,
Man, what a time we don't went through Paxton Lynch, Case Keenum, Kyle Orton.
oh, you wait till the Raiders episode, boy. We
Uh,
got one of them Tim Couch jerseys. You know they got like all the quarterbacks we had in franchise history. Oh boy, we gonna have one of them bad boys. But no, man, I don't have anything else to say about the Broncos, man. I'm looking forward to playing them, and we can tilt the winning a little back this way because we've been like, shh, and y'all been like, shh. So I mean, it's glad to see that y'all putting up a fight and want to come back to this rivalry, um, for sure. So
uh,
y'all got Walmart money and everything over there. So I mean,
oh
let you.
yeah, oh yeah, Jay Quimby. Russ ain't stopping nothing. We got to pay him for another year. Hey, after that, he good, done and over with. We ain't worried about it. He ain't stopping nothing. You see the signing that we did,
40,
this off
40,
season.
$40 million dollars in dead money for Russ. That's crazy. That is crazy. But
Fucking
but nah, man, I'm good on the Broncos, bro. Yeah, man. But two more teams left in this division, and I don't know which team we're gonna do tomorrow. But I'm producer going crazy over here. I'm definitely interested to see who we're gonna do tomorrow. If we do the Raiders or we do the Chiefs tomorrow. I mean, but if you want to, do the Raiders for the last day in the division, I would appreciate that because you say the best for last.
we'll say the last for the last.
Hey,
Uh, the Brock Bowers in that second game, 10 targets, 4 catches, 38 yards, complete shutdown.
they probably had Sertain on them. It's probably rightfully so.
But Jacoby Myers did have like 10 receptions for like 121 yards in that game.
He
So
probably was Riley Moss was probably guarding him. So it's one of I know one of them's gonna get off. So I mean, it don't matter. Riley Moss probably the was guarding Jacoby Myers that game. So, but yeah, man, I ain't got nothing else on the Broncos. I think it was a great episode. I'm gonna let you get your stuff off because this is your team, so you can have the last word and have the floor, brother.
yeah, everybody, thank you for tuning in, commenting if you're commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing. That is a plus. Also, one more thing. Nick Benito, best pass rusher in the district in the division. Best pass rusher in the division. Who's Max Crosby?